one bag. That's what was in the bag. So we call it one.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good little boy.
Roscoe,
Roscoe.
are you having fun?
What are you doing, buddy? Hi, buddy. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah.
Look at it.
You were making the biggest mess of your life.
Oh, 它游过来啦！游泳，上不来板，上不来，走走。
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Look how tall.
Oh my god! Oh shit!
Ernie in the sink! Ernie in the sink! Ernie is in the sink!
What's she doing?
That he really knew he was in trouble.
Good boy. You good? Looking out the window?
Hello everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share a heartwarming story with you titled, The Sleepy Little Kitten and the Fluffy Bunny. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Of course, if it's not your style, feel free to skip it, no hard feelings. Now, let's begin the story. It was one of those peaceful evenings when everything in the house seemed to move in slow motion. The lights were dim, the air was calm, and a soft lullaby of purring filled the living room. Mama Cat had already settled down in her favorite spot, a warm corner of the couch where she always curled up after dinner. She gave her fur a few lazy licks, stretched out her paws like a queen resting after a royal feast, and with one last flick of her tail, she drifted off to sleep. Meanwhile, her little kitten, whom I affectionately called Muffin, had just finished a generous portion of milk. His tiny belly looked like a fluffy round ball, and his whiskers still glistened with milk droplets. You'd think he would curl up beside his mother and follow her into dreamland, right? Oh no, Muffin had other plans. His energy level was suddenly through the roof, as if that little bowl of milk contained pure caffeine. He pranced around the living room, chasing invisible butterflies, pouncing on shadows, and meowing triumphantly each time he caught something. His mother didn't even stir. Her sleep was as deep as a mountain nap. So, Muffin continued his solo adventure, his little paws tapping softly across the floor like the rhythm of a playful song. After several minutes of heroic imaginary battles, Muffin's eyes caught sight of his next great opponent, or rather, his new best friend, a big, fluffy stuffed bunny sitting at the corner of the rug. The bunny, with its soft white fur and pink button nose, had been quietly watching the whole scene from afar, as stuffed toys usually do. But to Muffin, the bunny was alive, brimming with mystery and adventure. With the courage of a lion cub, Muffin crouched low, wiggled his tiny tail, and pounced. Boing! The bunny toppled over, landing on its side, and Muffin proudly stood over his prey. But then something unexpected happened. He started snuggling it instead. Apparently, the bunny wasn't as fearsome as it looked. Its fur was just too soft, too huggable, too comforting. Within minutes, the battle had turned into a cuddle session. Muffin rolled around with the bunny, hugging it with his tiny paws, nuzzling his face into its fluffy belly. He even tried to nibble on its long ears, perhaps thinking they were some kind of edible treat. But when he realized they didn't taste like milk or fish, he gave up and decided to simply rest his head on the bunny's arm. From across the room, I watched the adorable scene unfold. The kitten's tail twitched gently as he started to slow down. His eyelids grew heavier with each passing second. Even though the bunny didn't move or speak, it somehow became the perfect bedtime companion. The two looked like the best of friends, a sleepy kitten and his loyal stuffed bunny, lost in a world of warmth and softness. Eventually, silence filled the room again. Mama Cat was still snoring softly in her cozy corner, while Muffin had completely surrendered to his dreams. He was sprawled across the bunny, one paw draped over its fluffy body, and his little pink nose pressed against its fur. His breathing was slow and steady, and once in a while, his whiskers twitched. Perhaps he was dreaming of chasing butterflies again, or maybe swimming in a river of milk. The sight was so heart-meltingly cute that I couldn't help but smile. The world felt gentler in that moment. The chaos of the day faded away, replaced by the quiet rhythm of two sleepy cats and one silent bunny. I snapped a quick photo, knowing this was one of those precious little scenes that make ordinary days feel magical. But, of course, I should have known that peace never lasts long in a house with kittens. Just as I was about to turn off the lights and call it a night, Muffin suddenly stirred. He stretched his paws, let out a tiny squeaky meow, and blinked sleepily. For a brief second, it looked like he was going back to sleep, but then he spotted Mama Cat's twitching tail across the room. In true kitten fashion, he couldn't resist. He wobbled to his feet, eyes gleaming with curiosity, and took a playful swipe at it. The tail moved again, another swipe, and just like that, bedtime turned into another round of mischief. Mama Cat groaned, opened one eye, and gave him that look, the universal mom stare that says, "You'd better stop right now." Muffin froze, blinked innocently, and then slowly tiptoed back to his bunny friend. Within seconds, he was curled up again, this time more determined to stay asleep. The bunny stood guard, loyal and silent as always. Together, they drifted into a world of dreams where everything was soft, safe, and full of love. As I watched them, I couldn't help but think how pure and simple happiness could be. A warm blanket, a full belly, and someone, or something, to cuddle with. The kitten didn't need toys that lit up or food that sparkled. All he needed was warmth, comfort, and companionship. And in that moment, as the last light dimmed, I whispered softly, "Good night, Muffin. Good night, Mama Cat. Sweet dreams to both of you." The night carried on, peaceful and still, with only the sound of gentle purrs echoing softly through the room. An ordinary yet perfect lullaby in the home of one very sleepy kitten and his fluffy bunny friend. The story of the sleepy kitten and his fluffy bunny reminds us of the simple joys and quiet comforts that often go unnoticed in our busy modern lives. In a world where people constantly rush from one task to another, we often forget how important rest, warmth, and companionship truly are. The kitten, after his playful adventures, finds peace in something as small as a soft toy, a reminder that happiness doesn't always come from grand achievements or expensive things. Likewise, Mama Cat's calm presence symbolizes the stability and comfort that family and love provide. In real life, We too should learn to slow down, appreciate the present moment, and find peace in the ordinary, like sharing time with loved ones, cuddling a pet, or simply resting after a long day. Overworking ourselves or chasing endless goals can make us forget that balance and rest are essential to well-being. Just as the kitten eventually fell asleep beside his bunny, we should also allow ourselves to pause, recharge, and enjoy small, peaceful moments. True happiness often comes not from having more, but from being content with the warmth and love already around us.